I cannot. Impromptu. Oh wait, oh no. What the heck? Alright, hold on. I gotta do this. I'm actually so mad right now. This annoys me to no end. I have to talk about it. Just to get it off my mind. It's really cool. We're doing an impromptu stream. I can't, bro. Alright. Hold on, let me, what is this? Oh, why is Firefox like that? That's weird. Whatever. I'm actually so annoyed right now. Hold on. Everything is ruined. I'm actually so mad I cannot focus. Like, I was watching this and I'm like, I have to speak about this. Because it sucks. It sucks. This man is evil. Alright, yeah, this is Mighty D. You can't see it, but it's Mighty D. I'm it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm so angry. I'm actually so angry. I'm angered by this.
The rest of the crew still desired to continue making these, and John Rambo put forth the idea that if DSP offered Respect the Pact money, then they would have no reason to stay.
That's completely false.
That's not what happened at all. Respect the Pact. Contact.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. It's my word. Treats his word like gospel. It's insane. He's actually insane. Like I can't imagine someone treating their word like gospel like he does. Like there is a reason why people call his fans like deadheads. Like bro, you can't. Like I think even Kino Casino's getting ready to, like, I know PPP was like trashing about on him on Twitter. I think he deleted it though. Which is funny to me. Like, dude, just like you sure you wanna be allied with this guy? I don't know. Alright, I should probably play it just to like show what he actually says. I've already watched, like, I think I got like 5 minutes into it, like halfway through it or so. And then like I was just like there was like a point where I'm like, if I don't watch this, I'm literally gonna explode out of anger. Is that, no, it's not Cap. So I'm just like copying the Godot script right now.
Said we don't want to go forward with the project.
Is this good? Does this work? Is this gonna compile?
We're not getting the attention and clout and growth on our own content that we thought we would get out of it. And we're getting too busy with other things in our own lives, and we're just done with it. And I even said to them, would you consider under any circumstance doing it again? And they said, we're not sure. We were supposed to have a meeting. This is truthful. I got food poisoning. I ate some old pizza and I got a bad stomach and I couldn't. I had to cancel the meeting. And then after that, I tried to reschedule. It just never worked. We never got back together ever again. The whole thing just fell apart.
So I guess you could blame the real reason Project 7 fell apart is because I ate bad pizza and I got sick.
Okay, they might have said that. And
if dude, I love my AD. These little like DSP reaction clips are the greatest.
If that was the case, I probably would have said, okay, let's come to an agreement to keep going, because I wanted to keep going. But I wanted to keep going. I was making all the money. I didn't have to pay anybody. It was great. I loved it. We never had the meeting. Can you blame him? I mean, like, can you blame him? I mean, I can. I'll blame him all day. It's his fault, obviously. Obviously. Never contacted me ever again about it. It was as if they had, holy testicle Tuesday, shut up.
Then you have a number, and then split it the 5 ways. and throw them the cash,
Yep.
and offer that to them. There's no guarantee that they're gonna continue with the series, but hey, man, at least try.
Phil did not do so.
That's right, because the meeting never happened.
Dude, oh my god. He's like, it never happened. The meeting never happened. That's why. That's obviously why. It's obviously why. Obviously. I messed something up. I deleted some of the script I wasn't supposed to. It's kind of hard to tell because they didn't like. I guess I was just supposed to input it. Hold on. Let me Control C and then just like Control Z a bunch. Just hold Control Z. Oop. Oh no. Okay, there we go. And then I'll Oh wait, which one am I supposed to? I'm supposed to delete one of them. I'm supposed to delete rotation plus equals angular speed. Oh wait, no wait. Is it this one? Hold on, which one am I supposed to delete? It doesn't really tell me. I guess we'll find out. Make that compile. Build to build. The name direction. Wait, what? Oh man. Wait, I'm lost. I'm already a little lost. Direction equals 0. I don't know, they make it a little confusing. It's kind of like split up. Alright, and then I can like control it. Wee! Wow, look at that. Yay! Isn't this, oh no, oh no. No. Lost him. Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. Wait, which one? I forget which one is the one that, I mean, I can still control it. Well, I forget which one is the one that, does that. I still don't have enough monitors. I actually removed one of my monitors. It's a little unfortunate. Okay, I should listen to what he has to say.
Lied to John Rambo and Howard and said that he did offer them money, only for them to ask to respect the pact themselves.
You've lost it.
Response.
That's bullshit. I didn't lie.
I'm telling you the truth. This is complete nonsense. It was never
Oh,
never
oh,
once
no.
did they say we want money. So that's bullshit.
There he is.
They don't
There we
want
go.
money.
We figured it out.
They don't
That's right.
want.
That's what they told me.
They don't want any money after this.
That's what they
That's
told
not
me.
what he says. They told him that.
Yeah. And then I asked them about it, and they said he didn't even talk to them.
So they lied. In the
Dude,
initial,
he's like, he's got two non-DSP bodies telling him that he didn't do something. And he's like, well, I obviously did it. So what do you mean you obviously did it? You have accounts of infinitely more reliable people telling you that you didn't do it. And then he wonders why they don't like him. Like, he legitimately wonders that. He's like what? Ooh, this is like the punchline to the joke right here.
initial discussion we had, they outright said we do not want money. I remember the conversation
He remembers the conversation, but he couldn't quote it.
that we had in person at Starbucks. I remember it. I knew I had to hide it.
I forget his name.
Dude, you can't remember a guy's name. Like, he's like, dude, I hate this guy. Dude, I can't. This guy, let me move this up. It's like, actually shows Mighty D. Big ups Mighty D. Big ups Mighty D, bro. This guy's awesome. I love him. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Like, he couldn't regale you any of the conversation. He claims to remember the entire conversation. Okay, that's not true. He claims to remember what they said, but he's like, I'm not gonna even like go over it or like skim it. He's like, oh, I remember the conversation. You're not gonna hear me say it, but I remember it. Obviously.
It was the guy on the left, not the guy on the right there, but the guy on the left.
Him and me were there first, and we were talking, and he said right to me, we don't want money. We're looking for shout outs and attention. We want plugs in your
Dude, that sounds like such bullcrap.
videos so people will check out our content. All right.
He's like, yeah. Like, he doesn't remember anything but like, oh, we wanted this. It's like, oh, we didn't want money. We didn't want money. Like, he couldn't tell you like how he said it. It's very clearly paraphrased. And this is also the man with like the ironclad memory, as everybody knows. Yeah, his streaming series will certainly help you remember that he's got an ironclad memory. He never forgets anything.
And then the follow-up email was again with him.
I forget his name. It's been so long.
Phil was bold.
He forgets his name, but he remembers the conversation. He remembers it. He remembers he remembers roughly what was said, obviously. So if he doesn't remember anything, and the only thing he's going to say is that they just wanted to be paid in exposure. Definitely makes sense. Definitely does make sense.
Bold-faced lie.
That is in fact what everybody who has made internet content ever would want, is to be paid in exposure. Yeah, go ask your local Twitter artist what they want to be paid in. Video editor.
His two friends.
No, I was not. That is complete bullshit. You cannot prove that whatsoever. That's complete.
What did he say?
Forget his name.
All right. And then the
forget what he
follow-up
said.
email was again with him.
I forget his name. It's been so long.
Phil was bold-faced lying to his two friends.
No, I was not. That is complete bullshit. You can't.
Yeah, he's
not prove that whatsoever.
You can't prove that. You can't. You know what? You can't prove anything he has said. You can't prove anything he said, bro. What's up? Who's in chat? Well, hello, Caleb. Welcome to the I'm legitimately angry and I'm gonna be mad at some 40-year-old man-child on the internet. This guy. He's like, oh, you can't prove that I lied to my friends. You can't prove it. Like, but you also can't prove that your friends lied. You just said it. You just say that my friends lied, obviously. Obviously they lied. You can't prove that. But you state it as if it's, like, an inarguable fact. Which is incredible to me.
However, that's complete hearsay. That's nonsense.
It's complete hearsay. Everything he says is hearsay. Every rebuttal he makes to this is just pure. It's word against word. May Zeus himself strike him down if he's lying, bro. He is. It only gets worse. It only gets worse.
Small, inconsequential things would add up slowly and drive a rift between DSP and John Rambo. Like,
and you want to know why they did?
Dude, this is the punchline to the joke right here. You really want to know why? You want to know what was the straw, the poison that seeped into my friends who I worked with and didn't pay money. I didn't pay them any money for working with me, even though I made like gangbusters off of it. You know what the punchline is?
My detractors.
It was the detractors.
At this point in 2012,
dude, he really thought it was the detractors. He is your average 4chan X user levels paranoid. Like, it is unthinkable.
there was a group of people starting videos called This Is How You Don't Play, which I'm sure he'll cover. Okay.
You know what's crazy? I've been watching This Is How You Don't Play of Game Grumps. You know what Game Grumps didn't do? They didn't like have like a schizo breakdown of the fact that someone was making gaming compilations and how that entirely ruined their entire career and credibility. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So what did you do wrong, Phil? What did you do wrong? Where did you go wrong? Why does This Is How You Don't Play ruin you so much? It didn't ruin the Game Grumps. They're still, like, sailing as far as I'm aware, at least. I don't know, I haven't really kept up with them. But, like where did you go wrong? Where This Is How You Don't Play ruined your entire career for 15 years, for 10 years, give or take.
And then, based off of that, they wanted to try to create trolling and a rift between me and my friends. So what they would do is they would hear me say something like that in a video, and then they would go to John behind the scenes, and they would flag him in all his videos, like video comments on his YouTube channel. They would email him and be like, hey, John, Phil is taking all the credit. Phil is trying to say that you didn't do anything, and he...
Can he prove any of this? Because I would be legitimately interested if he could, like, prove any of this. Or if... I mean, I guess he would say that... What's his name? What was this, John or whatever? I don't really know. I don't know. I'm too angry to know. That's right. At least it wasn't a friend I knew for years that I can't remember the name of. Yeah. I can still remember the name of my friends I knew through middle school. I can't really remember like my second high school because I don't really have any friends. Well, I could tell you a lot of people I know that I haven't talked to in like years, just due to circumstance.
Throw everything in the show. Obviously, that's not what actually happened there, right?
Like when
Is
Disney
it?
lied about John Rambo not wanting to play Mario Party.
I start getting messages.
This I don't remember at all.
I really don't remember this at all. Very well, maybe I did say
That's right, Mr. Ironclad Memory. He can remember one conversation he had, roughly the same time period, but he can't remember turning down John Rambo for Mario Party.
just to get people to shut up about it, perhaps. Because
And then he lied.
kept asking, will you play Mario Party with John? Will you play Mario Party with John? But then I ended up playing it with my ex. Maybe I lied about that to get people to shut the fuck up about it. And
then he lied. Mr. I'm so honest. This guy, he's like, I've never lied. I don't lie. I never lie. He just admitted that he lied. For, like, no good reason. Like, why would you lie over this? What did you lied about?
Wanting to play Mario Party.
right?
Like when DSP lied about John Rambo not wanting to play Mario Party.
Yeah, it's like, why would you lie about John Rambo not wanting to play Mario Party? Like, you're gonna say he didn't want to play Mario Party, but why? See, this is what gets me most about DSP, is that he lies for no good reason. Like, no real reason. He just lies. No matter what. He'll just lie. It's like, I think it was actually probably about this time last year I started following DSP, I want to say. Because I was right around Thanksgiving, which is, well, close. It would have been, like, next month, give or take a couple months. But it was definitely before Thanksgiving, because I remember it was like one of his days before Thanksgiving. He goes and he talks about how we went to the store, and all of a sudden, you had to find cranberry sauce or whatever, and then he gets his cart stolen with his grocery bags, and then he goes home and he goes on Twitter and he's like, guys, I was robbed. It's like, oh, that's horrible. It's like, what happened? And then he comes on stream and he's like, guys, I went shopping, somebody took my cart, I didn't pay for the groceries, but they took my reusable grocery bags. Like, okay, they took your reusable grocery bags. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Caleb. And it's like, why would you even, like, talk about this? It's like, what? Look, I remember when that was going down, all the detractors were like, you know what probably happened? Some, like, troll just, like, found him in public and then just, like, moved his cart or something. Or, like, even more realistically, some employee just saw an abandoned cart because, like, a fat 40-year-old doesn't know his way around a Kroger. He doesn't shop at Walmart. He's definitely like a Kroger kind of guy. I don't know where he shops, but it's like, why? And then like he like caps the story off with, so I bought new reusable bags, and so this is something I didn't hear like anyone talking about, because it's just like a Phil thing. It's just like, oh yeah, obviously you do that. He's addicted to spending money. What I think is that like the reverse happened, where he was like looking on Amazon and his consumer brain saw like a sale or something on reusable shopping bags that he was like, wow, I could buy this. And he's like, well, I gotta make up an excuse, and so then that happened. So then he lied about it. That's my theory, but you know, don't go around spouting that like it's fact. Point being, this guy lies a lot for no real reason, because like. Again, he acted like he was robbed when he got his, like, he was robbed of his time, ultimately. Because, like, nobody needs reusable shopping bags. Like, nobody needs that. Like, they give them to you. They give them to you for free. Like, I get that it's better for the environment, blah, 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 but, like, ultimately, it's not like, it's like such a non-issue.
Start getting messages.
This I don't remember at all.
I really don't remember this at all. Very well, maybe I did say that just to get people to shut up about it, perhaps. Because I think people kept asking, will you play Mario Party with John? Will you play Mario Party with John? But then I ended up playing it with my ex. Maybe I lied about that to get people to...
He's like, maybe I lied. See, he doesn't even know. Like, he's like, I don't remember. He's like, maybe I lied. Like, this is... And he's always like, I'm Mr. Honesty. Excuse me. He's always like, I'm Mr. Honesty. At least up until lately he was, before he started coming out about how he lies all the time. He's like, oh yeah, I lied, or like coming out, he's like, oh, I'm down from the rafters, and like supposed to be a joking tone, but then he plays WWE champions, and in a few days, I watched, I was watching Memology earlier, and supposedly his morning stream, I think probably this morning, only had one tip by the time he started begging for money. He's like, guys, we gotta. I loved hearing that. I was like, yes. I literally like popped off when I heard that he made like $10. I was like, let's go. Like I said, I literally pray on this man's downfall. I do not like this guy. This guy, he's like, but it's like, because it's so hard to tell. It's like, is his memory just like lie on this, lie on that? Exactly. He just lies about everything. Which it's like, and the fact that you're talking about yourself years ago, where you would lie all the time. I don't even talk about myself, and I used to lie. I used to lie a lot when I was a kid, when I was like 10, because I didn't want to do homework. And then like eventually, my parents were like, Isaac, your grades suck. Why'd you lie? And I'm like, I'm sorry. And then that was when I decided I'd stop lying. I was like, I stopped lying, bro. And I think that's really what like takes me off, is that it's like, this is a lesson I learned. I couldn't get away with it as a kid. I couldn't do it.
Shut the fuck up about it. I don't remember at all, so I can't corroborate anything here.
And he's doing that just to like get his fans to stop talking about it. Like what? It's like, who cares? If your fans want to see it, try and please the fans. Like, or like, don't lie to them and say like, oh, John Rambo doesn't want to play Mario Party, or like, I don't want to play Mario Party with John Rambo, or whatever reason he had. But like, just don't say that he doesn't want to, because it's like, that's just a lie. That is
People
like, here's a pro tip for any aspiring liars out there. Don't lie about what other people, because okay, are we back? Dude, I'd somehow Are we back? Are we live? Oh, okay. Okay, we must be back. Alright. Alright. Dude, I don't know how I did that. That's a true dyslexia moment in chat right there. It's showing up on stream. It's not your internet, it's my internet. I don't know. I think it has to do with my Mobo. Because I've been through like 3 different Wi-Fi adapters. And each and every time it's gotten better, but like it just still isn't perfect.
Starts buying
Okay.
all this ridiculous.
Okay, but this is the part that got to me the most, because this is like, no, it's definitely my internet. It's definitely my internet. But it's this is what gets to me, because like the Kino Casino have been telling DSP like, oh, who cares what you do with your money? And so now he's like retroactively justifying his purchases. And I honestly I think it fits in perfectly. But this is what ticks me off so much. This is like the 60 seconds that got me to make this stream.
Shit that there's no need to buy. Then we show up to his house.
Because it's my money, and
There is not enough words in the English language to describe how I feel about this. Because for the past, however long, I'm not watching. I don't. To be honest, I don't care enough to actually watch the June the King documentary. I only just wanted to watch DSP react to it, and like sort of like the aftermath of it, because I've been anticipating this ever since Kino Casino, and. He's just like, the point is they're saying, oh, he didn't want to pay these people, and then he didn't want to pay all these people because he made so much money, and this is sort of building up to like the call. It's okay. Looking at the timestamp, it's actually been almost 2 minutes of actual video. So in the past 2 minutes, DSP has forgotten everything. He's forgotten everything that has been going on, like the entire context of why his friends might be upset at him for spending all this stuff because they're like, you made all this money to the point of where you could buy a BMW, which I think that's Howard is gonna say.
I want with it, Howard.
Yeah. So Howard's saying, he's gonna say,
working my
but he's like, oh, I was working, but like when he does, what he doesn't understand is that when you collaborate with people, you have to reimburse people. Like you can't just not do that. Did the stream die? What? Hold on. Did the stream die? Why did my stream die? No, I'm still live? Okay, I'm still live. Okay. I was confused because what happened? No, I'm still back. I'm still here. Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, that was a weird thing that happened. Hold on. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. I got a little sidetracked. Sorry. What was I saying? I was saying what gets me most about this is that it's like DSP just didn't pay his friends during a highly successful collab that he and his friends worked on. So like, this is like literally a Keemstar thing where, or no, it was like Baited Podcast where like it fell apart because nobody could figure out how to pay right or whatever. In this case, it's even less complicated because DSP just didn't pay anybody but himself. And he said it himself. It was his money. Why would he give his money to anybody else? No reason. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Ass off. 7 days a week, pumping out
7
tens
days,
of thousands of videos to make a lot.
Tens of thousands of garbage videos. Literally some of the like worst low effort content, like borderline content farm. Like it's his money. Yeah, like it is like see here's what like it's hard to argue against. It's like yeah, it's your money. Like it's your YouTube channel. But it's not your work entirely. Cuz like when like even they aren't asking for like all his money. Like oh, we want to pillage your money. Like they're just asking for like a cut, like a quarter, like just a fraction. But he didn't give them a single penny for whatever they did. Like, and this is like a lot of secondhand stuff. This is a lot of secondhand stuff because I wasn't around. Well, I wasn't following DSP back when Project 7 because this is like 15 years, like 12. Like I was like 10. I didn't even know what a computer was when this was happening. I was watching like YouTube poops when this was happening. But people were saying that like they loved John Rambo. They loved his friends. They were like, oh, he was, his friends were just as much a part of Project 7 as DSP was. And, DSP never even thought to like pay them, pay them. Like he just was thought to himself, he's like, oh, I'll just buy this cool thing and then maybe people will like me.
Of money, so I can spend my money however I want. What this
and he talks like he's so condescending about it too. And it's like it's my money. I can spend it however I want. Are we clear? And it's like, yeah, I guess. But like that's exactly people's problem. And it's like you're spending it on all these frivolous, meaningless things. And he here, I'll let him say it.
Ranting because he was in a few playthroughs in Project 7. And he thinks that somehow the few playthroughs in
he thinks that like a few playthroughs is nothing. Like, oh, you were in a few playthroughs. How many playthroughs? Like even DSP went back and milked John Rambo, one of his videos where he played what did he play? He played like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games or whatever. And like somehow he just kind of and that was like a multi-part series where he was actively making money. He's downplaying John Rambo's involvement and Howard's involvement in his content to make it sound better. He's actively lying by omission by, just like saying that, oh, they weren't that relevant in my content. They were there for a couple playthroughs. As if like a couple playthroughs weren't making him gangbusters either way.
Project 7 that he was involved in would have amounted to like him making tons of money or something.
He's like he's like oh, it's it's not about the money, you know? Like it's the Joker line. It's not about the money. It's about the message. It's about the message he sent. Like instead of paying his friends, like the money ultimately didn't matter. Like at the end of the day, I can sort of put myself into John Howard's shoes, where it's like, your friend, he's making these videos, you're having fun with him, show up to his house, and he's got all this nice stuff, and, you ask him, you're like, wow, is your stream dying, Isaac? And you're like, yeah. Hold on, stream dead, XD. Where's my, what's it called? What am I doing? Stream dead, XD. I need to, yeah, this is why I can't stream often anymore. I'm gonna lose my train of thought, no. Hold on. Is it coming back? Is the stream gonna die? Stream dead, XD. Don't die on me yet, stream. Come on. Come back. Why? Why do I just fall to 0? Okay, I'm back to 0. Okay, going back up. Nope, back down. It's like there's not like anything I can do. Oh, and yeah, it just completely fell off. Okay. That's cool. Why does this keep happening? Maybe if I was smart, I would just Google the answer. European. Shouldn't be my... Okay, are we back yet? Okay, we're back. Make sure the stream is still running. We still live? Okay, we're still live, I think. Alright. This is why I haven't been streaming a lot lately, in case you couldn't tell. It's just like my Wi-Fi will die at just random intervals like that. Really cool of it to do that. But I kind of lost my train of thought. But it was just like... It's about the message it sends. When, you're making money, working with your... Are we back? It's so annoying. Why does this keep happening? Thanks, Quora. Interfering software. The MS config utility. Congestion. I'm definitely not. I don't know. It might just be I have limited upload. Am I still live? I can't tell anymore. This is impossible. It's at least keeping me from like stabbing my desk with a screwdriver right now. Somehow. It's like this just impossible. Like it's so difficult to articulate like what about him. It's just annoying. And to me, it's at least that he lies and he gets away with it. I don't want to like keep streaming and then just like not. Yeah, I don't know. Is this gonna work? Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Why does this keep... Okay, we are back. Sweet. I think. Just is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Even though my bit rate is like a -2 right now. Okay. Alright. Wait. Are we live? Okay, we are. It's really hard to tell. Okay. But yeah, I'll let DSP keep talking, because obviously he only has intelligent thoughts.
No, Howard, it wasn't. It was me busting my ass in all those gameplay videos by myself that made that money that I could buy all those figures and I could lease the BMW with. So what are you talking about? You have no fucking point.
Again, is that like, it's about the message you send when you just buy meaningless, frivolous items like a new car and all this junk that you don't need instead of paying your friends for working with you. He doesn't get that is what's difficult. Like, to me, is that he just doesn't understand that. I'm probably talking to myself right here. Like, just talking to myself. I don't know. Where's all my Wi-Fi being used up at? We back yet? I'll keep this open. Let me know when we're back. OBS. Okay, no data. That's really cool. It's the only. It has to be my Wi-Fi adapter, but I feel like I go through a Wi-Fi adapter like every 5 seconds. Like, I'm literally in and out. Like, I want to know. Okay, we're back. Cool. Is it actually back, or is it just a lie? Is the stream being alive a lie? I think we're actually back. Okay. The point being, it's not about the money, it's about the message.
All you're doing is you're exposing yourself for being incredibly jealous by saying these things.
House one day, and what does he have in a fucking driveway? A BMW. So how the fuck do you think I feel, and how do you think these guys feel after the fact?
I don't know.
And that is ultimately people's problem with DSP. That right there, that one line. I don't know. I don't know how you felt. I don't know how you felt, man. I don't know. I can't imagine what it felt like, you know? Like, you asked DSP how he'd feel if you didn't eat breakfast in the morning, and then he talked to you for 20 minutes about about how he eats every day. He'll wake up and he'll eat a bagel or whatever, and then he'll stream for 4 hours, and then he'll eat dinner, and then he'll stream for like 2 hours. He'll do that. But he couldn't tell you. He couldn't tell you what it's like to not eat a bagel for breakfast. He couldn't do that. He couldn't put himself in the shoes of someone who didn't eat his morning bagel. He couldn't do that. He couldn't imagine a world where he was in their shoes. That's people's problem with him, is that, and compound that with the fact he made Gangbuster off of lazy, low effort content. Then he lies all the time, and he begs for money. Like, he really is just the worst combination of traits about a person. So this is currently like uncharted territory for me. So
losing viewership and supporters. Chris, or Mighty Furtado, the 18-year-old that co-made DSP's website and was responsible for building his computer, actually had a falling out with DSP. Starting with Chris calling DSP lazy for initially not wanting to adapt to direct capture.
That is true. If I remember correctly, he insulted me first, and it started this whole...
Dude, I hate this. He started it. It's like, okay. And so I'm trying to remember how long ago this was. This was like at least 10 years ago. So this man was like late 20s, if not like early 30s. And he's interacting with an 18-year-old. So someone who is like literally fresh out of high school. Like he's been out not even a year, if that. Like if that he's been out. And you know. So this was like what, 20? It's probably would have been like before 2010 because it was almost 15 years ago. So imagine just being a little trash talker, and so you say, oh, he was lazy for not switching, and DSP in his infinite wisdom does this.
Like feud between us, but let's see, because I don't really remember the situation. I want to see what June dug up here on this,
which DSP demanded an apology for. At that point, Chris had enough.
He demands an apology for being called lazy. And it's like he thinks he has power over people. He thinks, because like, in what world does it click in your mind that you're like, what do I want to say? You're like, you have this guy working for you for free, because if he wouldn't even pay his friends, people he actively worked with on content that made him direct money, do you think he would pay someone who built him a website that he barely knew? So this was just some guy doing this for free. And so, you're saying, oh, I think you're kind of lazy for not switching. And then you're like, well, how could you say something about like that to me? He's like, I demand an apology. It's like, I don't owe you anything. Like, no one owes you anything.
Stop supporting DSP, leaving DSP to purchase the domain back.
Whenever I tried to help, he kind of just shot on me for it. So at that point, I was like, why am I going to support somebody who I've been trying to help for so many years?
Whenever I tried to help, he shat on me for it. You didn't try to help. He was saying things like DSP is a dinosaur because...
He reads that as an insult. He's like, DSP is a dinosaur is an insult. Like, is it? Is it? Like, I'm sorry you find, it's a little insulting, but it's accurate, but, by the time DSP switched from, like, direct video camera capture to, like, capture cards, like, the last guy, I was using capture cards before DSP was. Probably. I don't know when he switched. There's a good chance, because I was, I got, like, my first capture card when I was, like, 15 or 16. Despite the quality of how well it worked. I still had one. That was, like, probably 8 years ago. What's up, Carl? Welcome to the stream. But then he's like, he gets so upset over being called a dinosaur, and it's like, well, in terms of internet and like relativity, you are. When you're just not following the trends, and he's like, oh, I thought people liked it like this. And it's like, no, everyone was telling you. DSP will say a lot of people are saying things. But when it comes to direct capture, I'm gonna be literally the last man on earth to buy a capture card. Like, okay.
He's not doing direct capture and live streaming.
Roar, 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 roar.
So if you preface it saying that I'm a dinosaur,
he gets so mad, but he's like, well, you came in guns ablaze. It's like, not really. Like, it's just like a clear analogy of like, dude, you're looking like a dinosaur. He's saying an insult, yes, but he's saying an insult that can be easily rectified with like $20. So like, it just goes to show his character of, I immediately get criticized, and then I'm on the defensive, and I'm not going to listen to a single thing you say. It's like, listen, you can't do that. it just goes to show DSP as a person and why people don't like him, because it's like you have to coddle him. You have to like criticize him by saying, DSP, you're doing a great job. I love you, man. I love all your content. But I think it'd be good if you got a capture card. But I love you. I love you. I love all your content. I love it. You have to do that, or else he's not going to listen to you. You also have to do it in like 3 sentences or less, or he's just going to ignore you. If the because I followed Atlas the Bookkeeper's suggestion box videos, and I always found it amusing how DSP would complain that your instructions are unclear, but if someone made detailed paragraphed instructions, he would say, your instructions are too long, I'm not going to read them. Like, well, what do you want? What do you want? He just wants to be told he's right, ultimately.
I'm not going to listen to you. All right? In his mind, maybe he thinks I'm helping Phil, but if you come at me in a negative, awful way, I'm not going to give a crap about what you're saying.
You know, I co-created him a website.
That exactly. That's your problem. That's what he thinks, like, the whole world. I mean, to be fair, the whole world kind of is against him. Like, it has been, because of that mentality, because of that I'm not going to listen to you, you know, that just punk rebellion attitude of I'm not gonna listen to you because you were mean to me. And it's like, well, maybe if you just like did the stream die? Did it actually die? No way. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Like, whatever. The stream is alive. That's all that matters. But it just goes to show DSP's character, where he's like, he just doesn't want to be criticized any time. He's like, well, you know, you were mean to me, so the stream is fine. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate that. It's hard to tell. My internet goes in and out for whatever reason. I don't know why. But thank you for joining the stream as well, Zero. Zero Nyan, however you wish that to be pronounced. It's so unfathomable thinking like this man. It's why people say he
created his forums, co-built his gaming PC. I've helped him so much, and when I try to help him try to adapt to direct capture,
and like, this guy's done all these things for DSP. He's like, oh, I made his website, I co-built his PC, I did this, and this. And then, you know, I say, hey, DSP, you're kind of a dinosaur because you don't have direct capture. And now my stream is dying. I can see it happening. That's cool. But he's like, and then he gets so offended by it. It's like, you spend all this time, you know, building rapport and all of this, and then as soon as you say even like marginally negative thing, he gets so mad. I can't imagine that. Like, even his friends, people he supposedly cared about. It's so beyond me. Why does this keep happening? I think I just need a LAN cable. I just need a LAN cable. How do I change some of these? Hold on, I'm making sure the stream isn't dying. It says I'm still alive. It says I'm still alive. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna trust it.
capture, he's not kind of really taking the suggestions from myself as well as everybody else in the chat during that time.
It doesn't end there. With Chris now persona non grata, DSP made extreme.
I know it's like low quality. I can only do so much about that. Just because, like, yeah, my computer plus streaming. But he's looking around. He's looking around at the camera. He's constantly darting from the video to the camera. Like, it's just like weird body language. I don't know. I'll never stream with the camera. XD.
Claims without evidence about the price of the PC Chris had built. Chris, not pleased with this, made a video in response.
He had made a video basically stating that he had sent us apparently $3,000, and that wasn't the case.
This guy kept talking and wouldn't shut up. He basically became kind of a detractor as a result.
Of course, because, like, what? Yeah, that's what people do. There seems to be this weird trend, DSP, that people that work with you, your friends, your people that you've worked with, there's this weird trend where they just grow to hate you. What was that one guy he played Street Fighter with a few months ago? He's become like basically a detractor. How many times is this gonna happen before you look at the common denominator, which is you? Like he basically became a detractor. It's like, yeah, that seems to happen for a lot of people.
Result of the situation, when in reality, he never really disproved the fact that the door was cracked when it showed up, that half the RAM was either misinstalled or didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had all these issues.
DSP to this day cannot provide evidence or reason why he claimed the PC cost $1,400 more than it actually did.
Okay, so DSP claimed it cost like $20,000 or whatever, like, and they said $14,000 and it was a $3,000 PC. Someone who kind of knows a bit about gaming PC prices, $3,000 for your average gaming PC is like pretty standard, especially like back then before inflation got real crazy. Like especially for like a modest PC back then, or even like now, like a modest PC is still about 3,000. You know, and they've only gotten better, but like I don't know, like I don't think, you know, near 10 years ago, like a higher end PC would have cost $20,000.
I have no idea. I don't know. I literally have no idea.
This is Mr. Receipts, by the way. This is Mr. Receipts. I know there's a clip of him where he's like, oh yeah, I always keep receipts. I always keep the receipts. But he doesn't have a receipt for a supposed $20,000 expense. He goes, I don't know. I don't know. Ironclad memory, by the way. Ironclad memory. What's up, A? Welcome to the stream. This is me being angry at a 40-year-old man-child.
It's like, dude, so not only did I pay this guy way more money than I was expecting or wanted to spend, but now he hosed me. He gave me a PC that's fucked up. So I
don't have anything to say about that.
call him out.
I don't have anything to say.
And he freaks out. Like
He freaks out because you're lying about him.
Villain for saying
Like,
facts.
This is what he does. This is what he does. It's just what he does. It's like, he treats his word as gospel, like you're not, something he doesn't remember as gospel that he's probably making up on the spot, and then he's like, he was lying about me. I was defending myself. Like, you don't even remember
About the situation, okay?
I'm not going to be here to dispute what I said or didn't say, because I'm not going to sit here and go through my history of videos.
What the fuck are we still
What's up,
talking about money
Oogie?
for
Welcome to the
photography?
stream.
I bought the website from him, so it's not in his hands anymore. He already hosed me for the PC. Why is this still a discussion?
Why is this still happening to me? Why am I, dude? The stream died. Did it actually? Are you for real? Is it dead? Are we dead? No, welcome back. No, it's still alive. That's not on my end. A rare, not my end problem. But he's going like, why is the dude? It's like after Keemstar went on his podcast, people have been drawing parallels to him, and he really is. He's like, why am I still getting hate? It's because you're a terrible person. You're a legitimately terrible person that, you lied about people, and you're like, you think that like the fact that you bought your domain, you tied all the loose ends up or whatever. You think that's enough. You think it's enough that, people got what they wanted. They didn't. You didn't apologize. You didn't say, I'm sorry. You didn't think about how they felt. Which is ironic because he keeps going on and spouting about the word felted. It's the term felted is such a perfect word for DSP. It's so perfect for him because it fits, because he can't feel how people feel, and it's just ironic to me that he's going around saying you've been felted, but he can't imagine how they actually feel. There's something deep in there, but I'm too angry to think about it. I'm too frustrated with him to think about it.
And people just kept bringing it up. The guy like wouldn't shut up about me. I'm not.
He's like, you wouldn't shut up about me. He's like, I just wanted to be left alone. Yeah, but you did things and you never said I'm sorry. You didn't. In those things you listed, not one of them was, I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm sorry for acting the way I was. Like, in no world did he ever do that. He just said, I paid him off. I stopped. I didn't interact with him anymore. But you never said sorry. You never said, I'm sorry I was like that. And that's why people go after you. That's why people stop being friends with you. Because you never said sorry. Because you never humbled yourself. And then you sit there in your chair alone and you're like, why does everybody hate me? Why do people not like me? And then, even to his detractors, he cannot listen to his detractors by virtue of them disliking him. Like, the detractors know this. All of the detractors know this. That's why they say whatever they want to say, because they know no matter what they say, he's not going to listen. It doesn't matter ultimately at the end of the day. He's not going to listen to the detractors because they're coming from a place of hate, because they're coming from a place of hurt, or, a place of, pain. They're going to hurt. But, you've seen how he acts. Even his, the biggest meme of him is never switching capture card. Even that. It's like he was saying, everybody loves the camera stuff. Everybody loved the lack of a capture card. Everybody loved it. It's like, did they? Like, even if we could, there was definitely an overwhelming majority of people were saying, which? You were a dinosaur. Those are hardcore fans of that. No new person is going to come to the Dark Side Phil YouTube channel. Like, he's got such a narrow mind. He's narrow-minded. He's narrow-minded. That's right, just say it again one more time with clapping emojis.
Spoken a word about this man in how long? And in this fucking documentary, it's coming up again. Again. Listen.
Yeah, because this is a documentary. An extensive... I think this is the longest DSP documentary. Good pause frame, by the way. This is a good pause frame. This is a really good pause frame. I'm not gonna make fun of it. This is what DSP looks like when it's... But, he's mad that it's covering his history. Like, this is probably the most extensive DSP documentary out there. At least it's the longest one that I know of. It's longer than Turkey Tom's. It's longer than other people's. I don't know. I don't really follow people. It's definitely one of the longer ones. And so he's getting all in a tizzy that this is a long, extensive, well-researched documentary that's really going into the nitty-gritty. And he can't discredit June because he's spoken highly of him. And if he does, it's obvious he's just salty. And he's getting felted in his turn.
I don't give a fuck about the PC, all right? I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck that I got ripped off or whatever. Here's what I want to do. Mighty Furtado, I want you to move the fuck on with your life and leave.
He has. He's not someone who's to this day bringing this up. This is something he's restating from the past. The only person who hasn't moved on is you. The fact that you're so angry about this, you're like, and you're not just saying, that was kind of messed up of me to do. I'm sorry I did that. This is you not moving on. You cannot move on from this.
Leave the fuck alone, because at this point...
He acts like this is happening right now. This is last week this is happening. I didn't know about this until right now. I didn't know about this. Because, like I said, I've only been, an active DSP detractor. Well, not active. Just been following DSP and his detractors for, close to a year by now. So I don't know about all this, super ancient stuff. I didn't know about this arc. I obviously knew about the John and Rambo stuff, because that stuff was huge. But, I didn't know about this. No one talks about this, because this is in the past. No one brings this up.
Weird shit 11 years later, and you're talking about this?
And it's like he's probably talking about because June actually got the gentleman's name to like speak on for the documentary, and it's like it's not like what's his name is just like seething at his core about how it's like June probably found him, send him like a message, say, hey, I'm doing a Phil doc, would you like to speak on the Phil doc? And he said, yeah, you know, and they got on call, blah blah. You get the idea. I don't need to pig-splain it. But he's acting like this is, you know, like the guy was just like ready to pounce out of his seat on DSP, like, grr, grr, grr. No, he was approached. This isn't as like serious as you think it is. This isn't as like cope-harder as you think it is.
Are you out of your mind? Like,
Are you?
What the fuck is going on? I have not mentioned this in so long. I don't even remember the situation.
Yeah, the man with an ironclad memory. If you don't remember and you know, and you're like, I want to move on from this, then just apologize. Like, no one would like be angry at you if you just said like, oh, I'm sorry. In fact, like, so many people like Broside Phil, like Duty Streams, have just been like, hey, if he's, you know, like, we're not really mad that he's like saying, I'm gonna spend this money on WWE champions. We're actually glad that he stopped lying. But like, they're still mad because he never apologized. He hasn't apologized for lying about where he spent his money, like where his money goes, and all this. He's never apologized. Like, last time he apologized was right after the PC setup stream, and he just said, I'm sorry if you were upset. Not, I'm sorry about my actions. I'm sorry if my actions upset you. Like, word of wisdom to anybody who struggles with apologies. Never say something that is, I'm sorry if you. Never say that. You say, I'm sorry that I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry about myself. I apologize for my actions. And that's what he doesn't understand because he's been coddled his entire life.
Defend myself of why I would have said one thing and another. But you saw the original response I had. I said it was 60.
Why does it look like he's gonna cry? He literally looks like he's like, his eyes are like tearing up. He looks like he's about to cry. I had to say that.
Should have ended there.
Also, hold on, I gotta go back. I love the Krusty June the King documentary in the background. I love the Krusty thumbnail in the background. I love it. It's perfect. It is perfect. Sorry, I had to get that off.
He kept going, and that's why the situation continued, and that's likely why I probably misremembered or exaggerated or whatever the fuck.
What do you mean you misremembered or exaggerated? Like, what does that mean? How do you misremember or exaggerate stuff and like just ruin everything? I don't even know. Like, how do you? And what? Oh my god, my dog is barking. I'm sorry if you can hear that. In what world does this like help you? You're just like, I gotta go back. I gotta make sure I know what he's saying.
Continued, and that's likely why I probably misremembered or exaggerated.
See, he says that's likely why I probably misremembered or exaggerated. He hasn't apologized for it. He hasn't apologized that he like misremembered or whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? He acted like a jerk, and people don't like him because of it. But he still hasn't apologized, and he doesn't get that. He doesn't get that what people want out of him is just to apologize.
Whatever the fuck it is, I have absolutely no fucking idea.
Dude, every time I see that stupid chip, I get like a sense of adrenaline because I know that chip will be taken. I know that like RTU is gonna be like, DSP, I'm gonna take my chip back now. I know he's gonna do it.
All right. If you have evidence, but I'm sure.
I know that like PPP on Twitter was like, DSP's been felted. And God, I hope so. I seriously hope that Kino Casino turns on him, especially after this, like, especially after all his reactions. It's like everybody all of the detractors know that the real reason that DSP didn't like simulcast, because like he's like, oh well, if I streamed, then it'd be on my stream. But like people can simulcast, you know, and you can't do that. One, because then Kino Casino viewers would go to Kino Casino stream. Two, then Kino Casino would have to not have to, but they would confront him about all of these things, and then he would like have to face them, and he knows that. He absolutely knows that. I don't believe for a second that like DSP is like, oh well, you know, I can't take away their streaming. It's like, but like you could simulcast. You could quite, you know, I've seen this happen. It's called Minecraft SMPs. It's called VTubers DSP. You're allowed to do co-op streams with more than one person streaming. Like that's you're not special for doing that. It's not an unheard of thing.
People will now have it. Then I made it up, or I misremembered, or I lied, whatever it is, or I lied, whatever it is.
What?